The title of today's story is Princess of Clouds, so let's start the story. Once upon a time, above the clouds, it was a wonderful day. In the kingdom of clouds, children were playing, and elders were watching the world below. But amidst the clouds there was one couple who were not as happy as they should have been. They were the king and queen of the cloud world, King Thomas and Queen Eleanor. "Do we really have to give up our child?" Thomas the father asked in a worried voice. In fact, Thomas had made a deal with Morgana, a powerful sorceress who made sadistic and unethical bargains. One day, when a strange crisis befell the kingdom, Thomas contacted the sorceress for help. Morgan agrees to help him on one condition. The first thing she finds wrapped in pink cloth will be hers. Unfortunately, when Thomas returned home, he found his newborn daughter, Elena, wrapped in a pink blanket. Heartbroken, King Thomas had no choice but to hand his daughter over. However, the queen, aware of the sorceress's cruel ways, decided to intervene. She could not see Elena suffer and decided to send her to live with King Frederick, a kind-hearted king who lived on Earth. Going to Earth, Queen Eleanor said to King Frederick, "From this day forward, you will raise our princess and take care that you are never to let her go out of the castle because the witch Morgana will be looking for her." Years passed, and Princess Elena grew up to be a polite and spirited girl. Although he was not allowed to leave the palace, he still found joy in creating his own games and playing with his friends. One of his closest friends was a boy named Jack, the gardener's son. One day, while playing cards, Jack said, "Princess Elena is trapped in the tower. And who has to save her?" "Why can't you save them?" Elena asked, playing alone. Jack smiled. "My father says only a prince can save a princess, and I'm no prince. I have more important things to do, like planting roses. So if I get into trouble, you won't help me?" Elena teased. "You've started again, Elena," Jack said, laughing. The princess was very keen to see the outside world, so one cold evening, despite warnings not to go outside, Elena decided to climb onto the roof. As soon as she reached the rooftop, she heard a faint voice calling for help. "Please, someone help this old, helpless woman," the voice pleaded. "Where is this sound coming from?" Elena was surprised. "I have to call the guards." Elena thought that it would be too late by the time the guards arrived, so she herself followed the voice into the forest. For the first time, Elena disobeys her father's advice and walks out of the palace into the wood. The people of the kingdom searched desperately for their beloved princess, but she was nowhere to be found. 48 hours later, a stranger knocked at the door of the palace. "I am Fairy Diana from the Cloud Kingdom," she announced. "I know everything that has happened. Morgan has taken advantage of King Thomas and Queen Eleanor being away from the kingdom. She has trapped the princess in a high tower. We must save Elena. I can give a boon to someone else with my magic, but I cannot do the magic myself, because my magic will not work on Morgan. He is very powerful." Fairy Diana continued, "We will call upon the bravest and most courageous of men to rescue the princess. And I will grant them a boon. With my boon and their courage, we can defeat Morgan." King Frederick agreed. Many people came forward, but only two princes were chosen, Prince Henry and Prince William. After several days of travel, they finally reached Morgan's castle. "What is a boon?" asked Prince Henry. "Princes, I grant you the power of shape-shifting," Diana said. "Each of you will transform into a thing that will protect the princess, and once she touches you, you will return to your true form." As Diana explained the plan, they heard voices coming from the tower. Immediately, Prince Henry revealed the plan. "Prince William, you become a bird, and I will become a sword. You can take me to the princess, and once she touches us, we will return and defeat Morgana together." Just then, Princess Elena and Sorceress Morgan came down to the tower. Morgan had cast a spell on Elena and she had become an ice statue. The prince came into action. Diana knew she had to protect Elena. At the same time, the gardener's son Jack also came there following the prince. "You can't save him or take him home," Morgan said sarcastically. "She's mine." Diana admitted, "I can't break the spell myself, but maybe I can use my magic on someone else." "Turn me into a fire to keep Elena warm," Jack offered. "This way she'll stay warm and I'll still be able to protect her." Diana said hesitantly, "But Jack, it's a very risky thing to do. If you do that, you'll turn into ashes and probably never come back." Jack said, "I can do anything for the princess." Morgan laughed, but Diana cast a spell. Jack turns into a hot fire to keep Elena safe. In the heat of the moment, Elena caught hold of the fire and felt its warmth. The flames grew, and to everyone's surprise, Princess Elena returned to her true form. Now Elena woke up. She saw her family and the princes. "Who saved me?" she asked. "It was Jack," Diana replied. "He turned into fire to keep you warm, knowing he couldn't change back. He truly loves you." Heartbroken, she held Jack's ashes in her hands and began to cry. But suddenly she saw that there was still a spark left in the ashes, and Jack returned due to Elena's touch. "If you agree, I will marry you," Elena said, smiling. Jack is overjoyed and the kingdom celebrates their union, knowing that love and sacrifice have triumphed over evil. The story of Princess Elena and Jack reminds us that true love conquers all, and can overcome even the darkest magic with courage and selflessness.